Hi, I'm Brian Moses, and welcome to the Sarah O'Connell Show.
Welcome to the Sarah O'Connell Show.
Brian Moses, welcome to the Sarah O'Connell Show. How are you today?
Tired.
Yeah?
Yeah. How are you?
I'm pretty good, yeah. I guess, have you adjusted to the time difference? I guess there's 8 hours between here and LA.
No, I drink a lot of tea out here, so the caffeine just kind of runs through my system, and I never sleep.
I've never slept. Because I was born like just having tea, and now I've never slept because of that.
Well, you look great for, not being able to sleep, so yeah.
I'm actually 96, it's incredible.
White don't crack, yeah.
I know, exactly. I'm just eating a lot, just pads my skin out so I don't get wrinkles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it helps. You've been in London a week. You've been here obviously a few times before. This time you've been on a speedboat across the Thames and on the London Eye. Have you had a good time?
I thought the speedboat on the Thames would be a little lame, but I really appreciated it. It was a lot of fun. It was raining, so the rain was like cutting our faces. I thought it was really punk rock.
So, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was really into it. Yeah,
it's quite a violent experience just doing anything calm in the UK because of the weather.
Yeah. I love this place. I didn't think I'd like it so much, but I'm so into London. It's like my second favorite city.
Oh,
yeah.
Where's your first?
Hell.
It's lovely there.
Yeah, or Hades. I'm sorry.
It's a bit cold this time of year, but apart from that.
No, it's lukewarm. I'll say. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
But the reception never is.
No. I never get reception. Yeah.
I know, it's terrible. Yeah. It's like you have to walk around with your phone up. And
exactly. Yeah, it's like a selfie stick. Yeah.
Exactly. So, did you always want to get into comedy? When you were a kid, what did you aspire to do?
I wanted to play in the National Basketball Association. I want to be in the NBA. I want to be an athlete. You know what I mean? I think like most young American black kids, I think we all want to play sports because you make your millions doing that. And then when that didn't work out because I wasn't talented or gifted enough, I was like, well, I guess I can try to do comedy.
That's a good plan.
I mean, it helped. It worked out. Yeah.
Slightly less energetic.
Yeah. I still wish, though. I look at those guys. I'm just like, if I would just practice more, or just like, better, or like God would have gave me more gifts.
So is that still your sport? Would it still be NBA if you could do anything?
I look at it today God, I wish I would have tried tennis because I maybe would have been able to dominate. I would have beat Andy Murray. Because I look at Andy Murray, he's got like that metal hip. I'm just like, I could beat that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You still could.
Andy, if you're watching, and I know you are, you should play me.
Yeah, this is an open challenge.
Yeah.
This is how most of them start in tennis. With on this show, they come on the show, issue a challenge or a threat to someone, and then that's how they square off in the tennis court ring thing.
Yeah, tennis rink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Tennis octagon, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, like UFC. Yeah.
It's exactly the same, basically.
Right. Yeah. The old.
The cage is smaller and it's contained to a racket.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Or badminton. That'd been fun. Oh.
So, what were your first gigs like, and how long did it take you to develop your comedic style that you have now?
Man, how did I get? I started in San Diego, California.
Yeah.
A couple of Jewish gentlemen. We were in college, and they were like, "You're kind of funny," and I was just like, "I know." And then they were like, "You should do stand-up." I was like, "What is that?" And so then I checked it out. I went into it, and it took me a solid. God, I mean, I still really haven't found my voice, but I do love to talk about like socio-political things. Like I like to really talk about AIDS and school shootings and things like that. All the relatable stuff.
Yeah. Stuff that matters to people, and there's always a lot of it going on too.
Yeah.
True story. Have you got any tips for anyone that wants to get into comedy? What's kind of helped you out?
What's helped me out? Yeah. Don't be boring. The end. I mean, yeah, if you're gonna get into comedy, this is what helped me out. I'll say this. I always wanted the respect of my peers, so I always hit the open mic scene really hard, and just get up anywhere. Like I literally got up anywhere, in a bookstore, in a hat boutique, in a laundromat. I remember there was refugees at a stadium in San Diego, and I performed there.
Oh wow!
Was the worst gig I've ever done. But yeah, anywhere they give you a microphone and like in an audience, you got to try to get up and find your footing, and really just the more you bomb, the better you'll become, and hopefully you quit.
Less competition that way.
Yeah.
Who makes you laugh? I guess as a comedian you can kind of see punchlines coming sometimes, but who's still, who do you like watching in your downtime?
Gosh, I like Sarah O'Connell.
I love her. She's amazing.
She's so good to me. Yeah. Like just real bubbly, but she really hits it home. You know what I mean? She's just, she's a favorite of mine.
Yeah. She's not my favorite. She's in my top 10 or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like your MySpace top 8, right?
Sure.
Okay.
We've got number 1 Tom, obviously.
Right.
First person reached out to me on MySpace. Still appreciate it. Haven't heard from Tom in a while, but I hope he's doing well.
I hope he's doing well too. He might be in jail. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah, with
Probably in Facebook jail.
Right. Oh no, Zuckerberg and Snowden. Yeah.
It's a nightmare situation. Now, Race Battle apparently came about at an open mic gig where 2 comedians were sort of not getting on with each other. Right. Was it kind of an impromptu thing the first time, or did they go away and then come back and write down material?
So this is what happened. It was an employee of the comedy club. It's called the World Famous Comedy Store. It's in Hollywood, California.
Everyone's heard of it.
Sure. There's the Comedy Store here in London too. It's not as cool as the original Comedy Store. I think they actually fucking bid it. No, so these guys wanted to fight each other. There was a younger comic, an employee. The employee was drunk. I was running this open mic at the time, in the third room of the club. They have 3 rooms there. This place called the Belly Room is like upstairs in the attic, kind of like where Anne Frank would hide if the Nazis were coming. And there's a lot of Nazis at the Comedy Store. So if any Nazis are out there, come on down. We want you there.
Just don't check the attic.
So the employee was drunk. The comic was the guy he was challenging was an underage guy because you had to be 21 and up to drink in the States. Stupid. But then the kid said, well, I turn 21 next week. When I come back next week, I'm going to beat your ass. And we were all like in the room like, yeah, you guys should slap box. And then we thought better of ourselves because they have cameras in the room and you can't fight in the club. So then I suggested, well, how about you guys talk shit to each other and all of us will kind of judge it or score it kind of like old school parliament, like yay or nay, that kind of thing. And then they didn't fight then because the kid wasn't 21. We had to kick him out. And so then a month later, they came back with material that was garbage or rubbish. Yeah. And we've been battling ever since for 6 years.
Amazing. Still the same 2 people.
Same guys every week. Yeah. I mean, they're still trash. Yeah.
They're going to get out of their system one day and work through it and be the best of friends.
Or kill themselves. I mean, whichever comes first.
One of them.
Yeah. Eventually.
It happens.
Whatever happens, we'll bury him there, under the club.
Fantastic. Their dreams come true. Now, how did you start collaborating with Jeff Ross?
The Roastmaster General. So I wanted him, almost from like day one. But a buddy suggested like, oh, you should get Jeff Ross involved because that would kind of elevate the profile of this. And obviously you're just like, obviously it's roasting. You know what I mean? It'd be great. So when we started doing the judging element of it, instead of just like, all of us nitwits in the room just judging yay or nay, we were like, let's get like professionals, like actual like guys we respect to, judge this thing. And then I had asked Jeff's girlfriend at the time, because she was a battler and she was really good at it. Yeah. And so I thought it'd be a no-brainer to be like, oh, hey, ask your boyfriend if he wants to come down. But Jeff thought he was above it, which he was. But then it was like a week before Christmas, so he had some time off. He came up to hang out with her and a couple guys he used to write jokes with. And then they were battling. And then he came up, he saw the show, fell in love with it. And then literally the next day he emails me and says, hey, I want to make this a TV show. And then, 6 years later, here we are.
Amazing. So obviously Race Battle's very popular around the world and there's been some amazing guest judges. I think Jim Carrey was one night.
Jim Carrey, Hugh Jackman. Yeah. Gosh. The list really goes on. Dave Chappelle, Dave Attell, Jimmy Carr, Blake Griffin from the NBA. I'm trying to think of anybody really, really, really cool who has been there. Rosario Dawson, Jason Reitman, who directed Up in the Air and Juno, and he's directing the new Ghostbusters. It's really so many people. I literally can't even think about it. I remember there's a movie called The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
So the guy they were portraying him as, Jordan Belfort, he actually came to the show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was there one time. So yeah, it's been literally I can't, Joe Rogan, Whitney Cummings, Crystalia. I mean, just there's so many names.
So is this just on TV, or is this just when roast battles are happening week to week?
Week to week.
Wow.
Week to week. Yeah. Kevin Hart, Cat Williams, Mike Epps. I mean, just like literally the list goes on of black comics who hate the show.
That's incredible. Now, what are the most brutal insults that you've ever heard? I imagine you've heard quite a lot at this point. Wow. And that is subjective, of course, but to you?
Here's one I can really remember. There's two actually I really love. There was a battle between a Mexican gentleman and a guy with cerebral palsy. So he's kind of confined to a wheelchair. Yeah. And the Mexican gentleman says to the man confined to the wheelchair, the kid with cerebral palsy, he says, Joe is going to hell because it's a stairway to heaven. Okay. Yeah, and then the second one was it was a nerdy white guy against a massive black guy, and he says, "Oh, you guys remember Brandon from Planet of the Apes, where he played the planet?" And those are my favorites. Yeah.
Now, if you could roast anybody, and also with a dream lineup of guest judges, who would you be against, and who would those judges be? Anyone in the world?
Who would I roast?
Yeah.
That's a great question.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And it has to be alive, right?
No, it don't have to be. I suppose it's easier if they're dead.
I mean, yeah.
I think if
they can't talk back, right?
If they're dead, it's not roast, it's a commemoration, though. So
that's a good point. Yeah. That's a great point, actually. I would roast. Gosh. There's a star in America that everybody seems to like. I would roast Honey Boo Boo Child.
Honey Boo Boo Child?
Yeah, I'd roast Honey Boo Boo Child. Yeah. I would roast that. Yeah, I would roast her. And then I would let the Duck Dynasty guys judge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's quite an all-star lineup you've got there.
Yeah, a lot of poor white trash. Yeah.
Well, exciting. We have a special guest. Yeah. Who can it be?
Let's find out. No, that's not for me. Thin Walls. Hey, good to be back.
Great to have you back. Second time on the show.
Good to be here, Sarah. Second appearance. I was so good the first time, so yeah.
High demand. You didn't even leave and you came back. Incredible. Do you still get shocked these days? Like just in general in life, are you kind of almost immune to that now?
Do I get shocked?
Yeah, just like by stuff you hear. Obviously not insults or anything like that, but
I get shocked at certain things that people are offended by, I think. Right. Because I really do love the progression of humanity sometimes. Not sometimes, I guess all the time. Yeah. But I think it's fascinating to see what people are going to complain about, you know? I mean, obviously it's human nature to complain, but it's funny these days to see what people are complaining about. I was at Heathrow coming through customs, and a gentleman had recognized me. I was like, "Oh, I know you from Roast Battle. Tell me a joke." And then I told him a joke, and then he knows me from Roast Battle, and he was like, "That's disgusting. Why would you say that?" I'm just like, you literally know I'm the guy from Roast Battle. Why would you be offended by that? Like, you literally were ready for an offensive joke, and I told you one, and then he just, ugh. But then I did like a funny Holocaust joke, and he was into it.
Well, on the plus side, I'm going to get loads of comments for this video, which is great. Engagement is always good. Yeah.
Hopefully, the Jewish Foundation here in what is this, England? Is that where we're at?
Yeah. We might be.
The United Kingdom. Well, I guess is it really a United Kingdom still?
No.
Right.
I mean, like even my family isn't really. And just every. Yeah.
Oh no.
Like cities don't like the city next to them. It's complicated.
You're from Southampton, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that place.
I like it.
Yeah, I was there last year for the Comedy Central Festival.
I went to that.
Did you really?
I went to all 3 days.
Did you really?
Seriously. From like 10 a.m. on Friday till Sunday night. In fact, I think the last show was Jimmy Carr.
Crazy.
Yeah, but then when
line was crazy.
Then when that was done, I found like a drunk history thing in a tent, and the comedians were wasted.
Oh, really? Oh, I remember that. Yes.
But they've been drinking.
Kumar and Joel Dommett, right?
Yeah.
That was great.
It's good.
Yeah. That festival. You know, I'll say this about Southampton. It looks like Harry Potter land. It's so gorgeous. And then you told me that's where the Titanic took off.
Yeah, it did. It took off. And up it went. Yeah. Just for a while. Came back down.
Yeah, down to the bottom of the earth.
Yeah, instantly regretted it.
I know. My heart will go on.
I know, exactly. One of the best songs that you've quoted in this interview.
Thank you. How many songs have I quoted?
That's the only one. Otherwise,
That's true.
it's very true.
Yeah.
Now, have you got any tips for people that might have a race battle coming up or would like to do it in the future? What do you look out for?
Gosh, what do you look out for? First of all, be funny, clearly, and be specific. Don't do anything like real surfacey. No garbage like, oh, if you do like a you look like joke, right? Like be really specific about that person. Nothing superficial, obviously, because that's what the show's about. But go hard. Like just like, oh, you look like this, like that, like no street jokes. No internet jokes. Like really get specific. Really know who you're battling. Know your opponent. Like it's a war and you want to win. So be specific and be funny. The end.
Is it more important to be funny or be brutal or both?
Funny. Brutal never wins. I mean, this is a show. It's a comedy show at the end of the day. So yeah, being brutal that's mean, and nobody wants to feel like you're being bullied. I mean, ultimately, what this show is about is consent. The people who are battling, it's they're agreeing to it. And yeah, you don't want to be roast raped in a sense. You know what I mean? And I know that's a bad word, roast, but you.
Not on Sunday. I mean, on Sundays here, a Sunday roast is potatoes.
I've been here 4 times.
So great.
And I haven't had a Sunday roast.
Oh, you need one.
I only get drunk here, and you guys can't wait to get me drunk out here.
It's so good. Yeah, it's going to happen in a minute.
Okay, yeah. Is this? Yeah.
Sunday roast is you make all this food and then you just insult it for hours. It's really good.
You call that a roast?
Yeah.
I've seen better roast. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
That's kind of what that is. You should do that. We've got like an hour, so yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Squeeze that in.
Yeah, let's roast some ham or what is it? Beef
or chicken, or you can roast most things.
Oh, you can roast most things.
Yeah. I think so. Like a cell phone.
Yeah, a cell phone, right? Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
So tell me a fun fact about you that people may not know, a piece of trivia. Have you got a party trick? Tell me something about you.
A funny thing people might not know about me. Geez, that's a really good question. I got surgery on my eyes. I got some work done when I was like 3 years old because I had like these really low hanging like eyelids that were like a birth defect, I guess, and I couldn't really see out of them. So then, in like the late '80s, I got them done, and it was like the beginning of those kind of surgeries, I guess, and they didn't really do a good job. So like one of these eyes kind of raises higher than the other. So when I sleep at night, sometimes I kind of sleep with my eyes open, so I look like I'm dead. Sure. Ladies or fellas, I want this to be for everybody.
Yeah. No. So you're currently in the UK. Of course, you've just finished filming series 4 of Roast Battle.
Yeah, love it out here. I'm a big fan of this city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's debuting on Comedy Central in January.
Yeah. Next 2020.
Right. Now, there's been a series of guest judges this time around that have kind of switched things up a bit. Of course, you've still got Catherine Ryan, Jimmy Carr.
Staples. Yeah. I love those two. Big fan of Jimmy Carr. He's an absolute sweetheart, even though people think he's the devil. He's not the devil. The devil isn't as mean as Jimmy Carr, but he is a sweetheart underneath all that hate and rage and racism. But Catherine Ryan is great too. She's very, very funny. They're great together, as sex robot and creator. And then the guest judges this season, you guys are gonna fucking love them. I mean, it's so many great names. I don't know if I can announce them. Did they already announce them?
Yeah, they've been out.
Okay, yeah. Big Nasty. I mean, it's my first time meeting this dude. I mean, we called him the notorious PIG. We called him Thick Ross. We called him a human tumor. If a tumor was a human, he would be that. But he's great. I love that.
He's a human.
He is a human.
A human.
Yes, yeah. Tumor human. Yeah. But he's dope. He's very funny. Even though I can't understand a word he's saying, but I love him. Richard Ayoade, is that his name?
Ayoade, yeah.
Ayoade, yeah. He's cool. He's part black, so I'm into that. And that's all I can remember. Only the black people.
There's also Noel Fielding, Sarah Pascoe, and Joe Lycett.
Yes, Noel Fielding. Yeah. Russell Bland, I think that's what we called him. But he was cool. He's so sexual. Yeah, I was like I'm not even like into that. I'm not into like long hair like that. But I was like, yeah, I found myself wet. So yeah, he was fun.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So look out for that when it's on TV.
Yeah, you should look out for that one on TV.
You stood in a puddle.
I was in a puddle. Well, there's also on that episode. There's it's a battle of tag team drag queens.
Okay.
Yeah, and that I think I become pansexual now. So
Exciting.
I guess my parents can be really disappointed.
Oh, will they?
I don't know them.
You're gonna have to update your Facebook description and stuff. They have that.
Yeah. We have Facebook in the States.
No, I meant like pansexual. If they have it as an option.
Oh yeah, like a box tick. Yeah. Black, pansexual. Yeah, like a unicorn. Yeah.
Stood in a puddle.
Stood in a puddle. Right. Yeah.
Definitely have that because
My own fluids. Yes.
the best kind to be stood in.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Sarah Pascoe. She was great too.
Yes.
She's known for being very opinionated and not very mean-spirited, right? Very woke. But she was very funny, and she was very, not very, I wouldn't say mean, but she was very mean. She's very biting, cutting, and so funny. Big fan of Sarah Pascoe.
Absolutely.
And who else was there? Jeez. My homeboy Joe Lycett.
Yeah.
Big fan of Joe.
In my show 3 times.
Has he really?
So is Catherine Ryan.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he's actually fucked this couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he will do that, anytime, anywhere. And who was the other judge? There's got to be one more, right?
So I've got
Big Nasty, Sarah Pascoe, Noel Fielding, Joe Lycett, Richard Adewale. And then there's one more, right?
That's all I have. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I guess I don't do numbers well. That's 5. Ooh.
So Jimmy Carr is, of course, one of the judges, but he also appeared in Roast Battle US. How did he get on? Because he was actually a contestant, wasn't he?
How did he get on? I mean, we don't know. I mean, Jimmy's such a major star everywhere but the US, so he had to take it. Yeah, because he wants to be big in the US.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but no, he was our biggest get because he is one of the, if he's not the best roaster in the world, he's in the top 3. I mean, the guy is he is lightning quick. And he is just on fire. He's an AK-47 or an AR-15 in the States. Yeah.
Exactly. So he'll be everywhere soon then.
Yeah, in schools, theaters, churches, where people get shot. Yeah.
So I've noticed like a difference between the US and the UK version. So in the US, sometimes like someone will tell a joke and then some other people will get on stage and like slam someone through a table and do all this crazy, like just random stuff happens.
Where's this?
Just like YouTube. Like, so someone will tell a joke, but then some other people will kind of come up and...
Oh, the wave. Right. Yeah. So if you ever go to Los Angeles, in the belly room, there's this thing we call, I know you guys don't like this word, but they're called the all nigga wave, and it's 2 black dudes and a white guy. So nigga's universal. It's not subjected to just black people. It's for everybody. But they're the most talented dudes, and it started as just basically being like they were just kind of like accenting jokes. Like if a joke really hit and the crowd was going nuts, they would kind of do something over the top to like make the joke feel even bigger. And it just became like a thing where they were just kind of one-upping each other, And they're such good improv comedians, and also just they're great stand-up comedians. Jeremiah Watkins, Jamar Neighbors, Willie Hunter, look them up. They're all great stand-ups and just funny humans. But they do like really topical, funny, 6-second, just bits in between if a joke hits. If a joke hits, they're going to accent it and make the joke like feel even bigger.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that from what I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah, people in the US, people they're so annoyed by it.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like it was made for British television. I feel like they'd be major over here.
I think so.
Yeah, but in the US, people on television hate it. But live, there's nothing like them, and everybody loves them. There's a line to just suck their dick, and it's usually me in the front.
Yeah. And the back.
Yeah, in the back, yeah. I haven't stopped sucking their dicks or their butts.
That's why you didn't go for breakfast this morning.
Yeah, I didn't. I took a walk, Sarah. Yeah. Sorry, I don't eat much. Yeah, I'm full on wave. Okay, you know what? My mom's gonna watch this.
Of course she's gonna watch it. She's my main demographic. She's the main person that watches it.
Yeah, Jennifer Moses. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Love you, Jennifer. Keep watching. What are you working on next? Is it there going to be more roast battle in the UK next year? What have you got planned?
Hopefully. If Comedy Central, if the ratings are good, hopefully people watch Sky, you know, and they have Comedy Central, and they tune in, because it'll keep me coming to your fucking country.
Oh yeah.
You limeys. Yeah, I hope. I love it out here. I would love it. But also in the States, yeah, we've got some things going on with the guys who produce the roast battle out here. So yeah, just, you know, keep it locked for Brian Moses stuff, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And if I go to the States, I'm going to have to come and visit. And
oh, Sarah, you're gonna love it. Honestly, yeah. I mean, if you've never been to the Comedy Store in Los Angeles, it's like no other thing you've ever experienced. It's like going to the West End. You know what I mean? It's like an experience. You know, it's like a Broadway thing. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to make that happen.
Please.
Yeah.
Let's fly you out.
Yeah, is there room in your luggage now, or just?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna stuff you in my luggage,
Yeah.
and then yeah. I mean, come on. I'm a black man. You're a white woman. If I stuff you in my, I'll get arrested, or I won't get arrested. I'll get killed.
If they open it, I'll just say it's fine. They'll close it again, and then yeah.
Oh yeah, like a Jack in the Box. Yeah.
It's like economy travel. I think it's kind of like that anyway.
I'm first class, baby. Come on.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
I look forward to
You're all
the.
class though.
Oh, thank you.
Best.
Likewise.
Thank you.
We're really bonding here.
We really are. Yeah.
We really are.
Yeah.
It's because the sofa's so sticky, I think. I don't
I
know.
was gonna say yeah. Human bondage.
Exactly. Yeah. So, have you got any messages for people watching the Sarah O'Connell show and your fans around the world?
Keep watching Sarah O'Connell. She's the sweetest. She's the funniest. And yeah, I mean, I know that your fans love you, and they're gonna hate me. So yeah, keep it.
They're gonna love you. This is all. Every episode's been leading up to this interview.
Sarah.
Yeah. So he's gonna be here soon. Just keep watching. It's gonna happen.
You're funny. Yeah, but the Sarah O'Connell show, I can't recommend this show enough. You know, she woke me up this morning. She made sure I was up at 10 a.m. And I wore my Beyond Meat hat for all the vegans out there. But then I had sausage, so, you know.
He did. So, Brian Moses, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you today. Thank you so much for your time.
Sarah O'Connell, I couldn't love you any more than I already do.
You could try.
Fine. I love you more.
See, there we go. That was easy.
Yeah, I'm easy.
Yeah.
You can call me at... No, don't call me.
No.
Just WhatsApp me.
Exactly.
I'm easy.
So, thank you for everybody watching at home. Be sure to share, subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, leave lots of lovely comments, and I'll see you all again soon. Well, I won't because I've got a baseball cap on now. I'll see you all again soon for another episode of the Sarah O'Connell Show. Bye. Thank you so much.
You're awesome,
Really
Sarah.
appreciate it.